Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the TEKS tool number line, specifically fractions. We are working with a problem related to TEKS 3.3f, and we'll do it in 5 minutes or less. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we've got point P on a number line, and look what it says. Which fractions, so more than one, and we need to select two correct answers. Okay, so we need to find equivalent fractions that can represent point P. The first one should be fairly easy. We want to take a look at a numerator and a denominator. So the numerator is our top number, and that's going to be, if we were like shading a rectangle or a circle, it would be the number shaded in. So it would be the number selected, but since we're dealing with a number line, that number selected is going to be the tick marks. These are those little lines between 0 and 1. The denominator is going to always be the total. And so since we're dealing with a number line, we're looking at the number of groups. That's how we get our fraction. So let's look at what should be the easy one. How many groups do we have? Well, we need to count the spaces between 0 and 1. Go from 0 to this first tick mark. From that first tick mark to the P, which is sitting on another tick mark, is what it is. All right, so I'm seeing three spaces that are equal. They have to be equal spaces in order for it to be a fraction. So I've got thirds. Okay, so that's going to be an easy one. Let's make this thirds. Now, how many thirds? We count the tick marks. So this is 0 thirds. So let's put that right here. Let's say 0 thirds. And then this right here is going to be 1/3. And then P is sitting right there on our 2/3. And that 1 can really be viewed as 3/3. All right, so 1/3, 2/3. All right, so the easy one was, let's find 2/3. Now, how in the world are we supposed to get equivalent fractions from that? 2/3 can only be 2/3. Kind of. It depends. What we do is we start playing around with our denominator. So we can look to do two things. If the denominator is even, we can start grouping the groups together into larger groups, right? If the denominator is not even, you can't do that. So that option is taken away from us. But you can also start splitting up your groups into smaller groups. So let's look to see if we can do the first thing. Can we group these thirds into larger groups that contain two each? And no, we can't, because there's only 3/3, and that is not an even number. You can do it if you, let's say, for example, you've got fourths. Okay, so I've got fourths like this, right? So I got four equal groups, but I can group them together and put two in a group and come up with halves. So that's what we want to do sometimes. We want to take two of each group, put them together so your denominator gets smaller because each group gets larger. Not an option. That's option one. The other option is let's start cutting each of these pieces in half. That you can always do that one. You just can't always do the first one. Not if it's an odd number. Well, I'm going to cut each of these pieces in half. Now look what's going to happen. I'm going to take my thirds, and I'm going to cut them into 6, because 3 times 2 makes 6. And what I do is I took each of my thirds, and I made them two equal pieces. All right, so I did not change where that point P was. All I did was I took my thirds, cut them into smaller pieces. Now I've got new fractions to deal with. So it's 0 6, that's 1/6. This 1/3 is also 2/6, 3/6. And that 2/3 where point P is sitting is also 4/6. And then that 1 3/3 is also 6/6. But you see here, that point P is sitting both at 2/3 and at 4/6, because I took each of the thirds and cut them into half. So my second answer is going to be right there.